So let's move to the questions that our viewers have for us. A viewer from White Bear Lake who really doesn't like the Real ID and Enhanced ID Act and considers it federal overreach is nonetheless interested in what's happening with that and whether Minnesota is going to be moving ahead with it and whether we should move ahead with it. So who wants to talk about the federal Real ID and Enhanced ID Act?
Well, I think it's a issue that we found was important from the get-go. I think we know that we've got to make sure that Minnesotans have the way to get on an airplane. I think that's the number one thing that I hear about. Don't screw this one up. And I think we've heard that loud and clear. There's a lot of discussions about, though, how much federal government is going to keep and store, but they already, quite frankly, have it already. So I think the main thing is that we just have to get over the big brother thing. To this degree, I think our most staunch privacy folks that we trust in our caucus have said this is a good thing. We need to keep moving forward. It's not the end of the world, but we just want to make sure it's a priority to get Real ID taken care of this year so that nobody has to worry about getting on an airplane or getting into the military offices that we need to do. So it's a pretty high priority for us right now.
Real ID, Representative Norton?
Well, I would say I think it's worth noting that we've already taken action to lift the ban that the legislature had imposed a number of years ago. So that ban's been lifted and the work is beginning. We had a joint committee in the House just a week or so ago to hear the department, and they've only had a few weeks to get moving, but they're starting the plans already for what could we do, what would it look like when we move ahead. Will it be a two-tiered program or will it just be one, and how long will it take and how much will it cost? So I think we've started that process, and I certainly hope we get it done quickly because I too hear from constituents who want to make sure that when they take that trip they get home if they get on the plane, but and we have a few years to work it out, but I think we shouldn't delay. So.
It's interesting to bring up the cost factor. And anytime you start to impose something onto the local levels, you start to think about what about elderly, those people on fixed incomes, and is the cost factor going to be something that's going to be hindering my rights to have an ID and identification? And even if it's $30 or $40, it's still, for a lot of people, that's still a lot of money that comes out of their bottom line. So I'm glad to hear that the conversation, I don't serve on any of the committees that are having that conversation, but I'm glad to hear that is one of the factors that you guys are looking at, because it would be devastating for somebody on Social Security to all of a sudden have to fork out money just to get an ID, where right now I think Minnesota's is like $12 or $22. It's something that's it'd be a little bit more than that on the aspect of getting just a state ID that people need. So looking forward to it. And again, the whole thing about privacy. The government has as much information as we have and they have on us. So, but we'll keep walking through this process to make sure we don't screw it up. I like what I'm hearing so far.
Senator Kiffmeyer?
Well, I do serve on transportation committee, so we have hearings on Real ID. So it's timely that, and the big thing is we do have time. First of all, so for everybody to know out there, you're good to go for the next couple years, no matter what happens in the legislature. You are good. And matter of fact, lifting the ban and going through this process right now will also help us if we need an extension. So other states who, if they see a good faith effort, they will give us time to do that. Time is on our side. Right now, the driver's license entity, Department of Motor Vehicle Services, is redoing their entire technology. And if we wait a couple years and we work with that, then the cost of a driver's license, even a Real ID compliant driver's license, will be the same as it is at any time, because we can allow them to incorporate that and put that together. So meantime, we have the extension, we're good to go. If we implement it and we go along with MNLARS, the licensing name of the system, and we make it part of that, then the cost is, the extra cost is zero. If we push it, then we're looking at millions of dollars, and not only that, that's to an old system, and then we have a new system coming on. That is not necessary, so I think we have time on our side. I was also a little bit concerned when we had the testifiers from the leads in the agency. We asked questions, and honestly, they need to work on their answers a bit. And they said, well, every committee hearing, we get questions from legislators, so we go back and then we get the answers. We don't have to be in a rush here. We do have time.
Yeah, I should say, I want to be, in fairness to our viewers' questions, and we actually had another viewer who's concerned about this, a number of privacy concerns, a number of concerns about whether or not this requirement should be forced upon states by the federal government. I think those are really federal questions and need to be addressed to the federal government. The problem, as Representative Baker suggests, is if we want to get on airplanes, you got to comply with the
Right.
TSA requirements. And that may or may not be a good thing or may or may not be a sound public policy, but that's an issue for another forum.
It is.
It maybe is, but the data sharing and the privacy is a real issue, and we do need to be concerned about that. And so even in their own documents, they say there is no data sharing, and another section of our own, it does have data sharing and a hub and all that. So they got a bit of work to do. So does the federal government have some work to do. Communicating and working through that, but it's a valid point,
Right.
both federally and within the state. I just want to encourage us to give it time to work it out.
So